That especially even in Garissa, many may have said it's one of those sidelined regions, but in terms of numbers and security, you have many officers in these places.
We do.
Then why and how do you explain still the numerous attacks that are seen in these regions? Is it the capabilities? Is that we have people that are not up to the task?
Sophia, as we say, the profile of the terrorist and the thinking, the ideological drive of the terrorist is changing. What does this mean? This means that we have to continuously also improve on our capability in terms of recalibrating that capability. You know, for example, when you're talking about the police force, conventionally, you're talking about training a person who will maintain law and order in an environment where people respect the rule of law, and where they actually allow themselves, for example, to be arrested, to be taken to court. You will wait for a warrant. You will do this and this because of a due process. That is not the logic of the terrorists. And so, in terms even of the police, we need to begin to, we have begun to recalibrate those capabilities.
Yeah.
What do you do with a person who walks into the police station and wants to blow it up, or who is trapped? How do you arrest that person who is trapped up? So it is the nature of the threat that we are faced today that demands that we also recalibrate the capabilities. It's not about people.
So that is
who don't
something
have,
that has yet to happen.
It is happening.
So
we are beginning. Part of the rapid deployment capabilities are part of the responding to those types of things. 10, 15 years ago, we did not train and we did not find it necessary to have a rescue team. We do now. So it is not like we are waiting for tomorrow. This is
one
going
that
on.
is based in Nairobi.
That is one. It is based in Nairobi, but it can be moved around.
But that movement is what has, in Garissa case, proven to be another huge challenge.
Well, and that is an area that can be improved. This is what I'm saying, that it is not optimal because this threat is not static. It is not a static threat.
Okay.
It is changing. And therefore, we must continuously calibrate our capabilities in order to respond to it and be ahead of the curve.
And be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
To those who have just expressed concern purely off of the CS and the IG make their way to Garissa and are there, and you said that perhaps was a good, move in as far as just planning out this particular retaliation, seeing how everything was going to play out. Many have said perhaps that should have been transport that was used to ensure Reke got there in time, or other reinforcements.
Well, we have many opinions.
Yes.
I think if the CS had sat in Nairobi trying to talk to Kenyans from Nairobi, he would have been quite limited, even himself. So it is good to have had the Minister of Interior on the scene. He sat through it all. He was among the first people to go into the scene, in terms of certifying what had happened. He supervised the entire evacuation operation, and I think that's what he's supposed to do as the Minister of Interior, frankly.
Right. The President, after that, said the full force of the law will be brought to bear with even greater intensity than has been the case in previous years. What did he mean with this?
Well, I don't hold brief for the President.
Yes.
I think you should ask him that.
And
but I think the meaning of that is that the commitment to ensure that all aspects that feed into terrorism are dealt with firmly and speedily. I would imagine this is what it means.
That it means.
Yeah.
And there were attacks in Somalia. The military reported that camps in Gedo, 2 of them were destroyed. Is that correct? And is this what the President, in your opinion, was referring to, the greater intensity, the full force of the law? That is this a retaliation of the attack in Garissa, those 2 camps that were attacked?
Well, first of all, the KDF is part of an AMISOM force that has been engaged in Somalia since 2011. So nothing new here in terms of the operational mandate. But one thing is for sure, that these 2 camps have the intelligence we have. They have been key in terms of exporting people into Kenya, and so they would have been part of the target of the AMISOM operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.